Hello, my name is METİN arkadaşlar. Remember, from antique Greece, there is a sentence, motto, ex nihilo, nihil fit in Roman language. Nothingness comes from nothingness. Yes, this is true. And randomness comes from randomness. Coincidence comes from coincidence. Necessity comes from necessity. Chaos comes from chaos. Regularity comes from regularity. What makes our universe regular? I don't understand quantum probability, quantum coincidence, and cosmos from chaos idea. There must be regular root for our universes. You know, there are two realities that I put forth. One of reality is an unobservable universe, meta sensation perception matter with its regular motion forms. These regular motion forms dictates their laws to our observable universe phenomena. And in our observable universes, physical laws and regularity comes from other main regularity comes from meta, sensation, perception, matter, transcendent matter. There is transcendence, transcendent matter. What does it mean? Spaceless meta sensation matter. We cannot observe, we cannot sense, feel, and perceive, cause our sensational organs not enough to completely sense all of it. If our sensations were absolute sensations, we would see everything, means not a single thing, because there wouldn't be different things, because there is no space. Okay? Single quality, single existence, single thing. This is meta sensation perception matter, and its motion forms, intrinsic motion forms of it, of meta sensation form, perception matter. And so I put forth electron motion form, intertwined, interconnected spherical ring-shaped motion forms, and I formulated this. In this reality, speed of light exceeds speed of light speeds. Okay. In our observable universe, our perception is not enough to see a photon or a light particle or wave traveling from A through B. Okay. But we can imagine and we can test in mathematical formulations, because in all direction, if we see the light, and in all direction, if it seems to us as light speed doesn't depend on its source's velocity, we think that. But in fact, speed of light, velocity of light, velocity of waves, okay, variable, source dependent. Unique source is light, light's unique source is electron motion form. And electron motion form dictates all main constants and laws in our universe, observable universe. Heat, temperature, light, electrical, magnetic, kinetic, temperature, heat, every energy modes come from electron motion form. Temperature, heat, light, gravitation. Gravitational waves, light waves, heat waves are the same. Thermal radiation, we say. Okay. Continuous spectrums. Continuous spectrums represent, according to me, continuous spectrum of light, represent an electron motion forms consecutive waves. That electron motion form is in motion. Okay. And from smallest wavelength to maximum wavelength, all wavelengths and single frequency belong to this moving electron motion form. I have told you before. Okay. Now, you ask me, how can you sure temperature, heat, light, and gravitation sources are the same? Sources are the same electron motion form. I can prove in next videos I will do that. But for instance, main sequence stars. Okay. I guess most free electron motion producing objects in our universes, where there are many free electron motion forms, there are high temperature, high heat degree, or high heat energy, and light, and mass, and gravitation. Say, main sequence stars, masses in proportional to their luminosity, because hydrogen turn into there are mechanism, helium production from hydrogen, and plasma. Plasma means many free electron motion forms. Many free electron motion forms mean high mass, high temperature, high gravity, gravitational waves, light waves, and heat waves. So, around these stars, regular motion planets. Okay. When a main sequence star starts to be dead, there will be different things. And as I told you before, come to electronic circuits. Resistance is equals to volume divided by ampere. But according to me, resistance is free electron motion form energy, and resistance divided by voltage divided by resistance is proportionality between proton bound, not free electrons in a solid conductor, between conductors proton bound electrons and free electrons. Proton bound electrons cannot produce consecutive waves or heat. Spontaneously, they cannot do that. Only free electron motion forms consecutive waves affects, make them produce single wave pulses. When their effects vanish, proton bound electron motion forms go back their ground state. Okay. At ground state position, if there were no free electron motion forms, there will be zero temperature, zero heat, zero gravitation, zero gravity, etc. No light. No light, no heat, no temperature, no gravitation. This is maximum energy state of universe, dark state. Okay? Don't confuse with dark energy. No. Then free electron motion forms if a conduction there were no free electron motion forms. Remember, superconducting